Bus after bus packed with refugees stream in. Some of the world's biggest camps can now be found here. Over 2,500 South Sudanese arrive in the country daily. Most have travelled for weeks by foot to get to Uganda. The passengers bring with them painful testimonies. It took Betty Juan a month to get here, but the trauma of her 5-year-old son's disappearance still haunts her.
Gunmen raided my village. I was in the market, and when I got home I couldn't find my son, Isaac. I searched, but he was nowhere. In the end I had to flee with my 3 other children and just a handful of clothes.
Margaret Kade only managed to carry her handbag. A grandmother, she walked for 3 weeks. It was a painful journey. She tells us the crisis is getting worse.
There is food at home, but how can we collect it? The fighters are there morning, afternoon and night. So we had to leave with whatever we could carry on our heads. And some of these things we had to drop along the way.
South Sudan is the world's newest country, but it's already been racked by 3 years of conflict as the president and vice president turned their political rivalry into an ethnic war. Nobody really knows how many people have been killed, but over 3 million have been displaced. And this, the UN says, has caused a famine in parts of the country. It's not that there's no food in South Sudan. It's just that people cannot access it. Because of the constant fighting, people can't plant, harvest or go to markets. And if the fighting continues, more and more people will be forced to abandon their homes and become refugees. Mary and Rose were neighbours back home in South Sudan, and when fighting erupted in their village, they fled together. They had to hide out in the bush on their way to safety, surviving on wild roots.
Soldiers surrounded the house at night and asked my husband and his 7 brothers to come out. They shot them in front of our home. I lay down on the floor with the children and only managed to run away when the gunshots stopped.
Despite efforts at peace, there's no clear sign that the war is about to end. And as long as the violence continues, the hunger will spread. Catherine Byaruhanga, BBC News, Northern Uganda.